I am here with Sharyn and Joe Volpe of many businesses here in Frederick, but two main ones, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we got Frederick Window Tinting, amazing. You've been tinting for
16 years now.
16 years. And then you guys got into doing some videos and have done incredible videos for clients. You know, I think we met
It was in the beginning of Shop Local.
Yeah.
In the beginning of COVID.
COVID, right?
Right in the beginning of 2020.
Yeah. Okay. And then you guys started a group, Shop Local Frederick, and you were really focused on
Any kind of business. Any entrepreneur who set out to work for themselves and create a better life for themselves and their family.
Yeah, and that's what you guys have really, really done. Kind of take us back to right before you guys opened here in Frederick with the tint shop.
So, funny story enough, within 1 week, we moved, had a baby, and started full-time as ourselves tinting.
Yeah, well, knowing you two, that does not surprise me in the least, actually.
We make moves!
I'm not even a little surprised. There's no even like, oh my gosh, because
we make moves.
You do make moves, and I think one of the things I really love about you guys, and I don't mean this in a derogatory sense, but you're hustlers. Like, you really look at what is in the market and you try to fill it to help businesses. And what I love about you is that your heart is always in the place of helping businesses of every size. Really support the community on the greater side, because you moved here and just really embraced Frederick, and I feel like hopefully Frederick has embraced you guys back.
After we moved back from Georgia, and Joey was Lexi's age, 3 or 4 years old, and we were living with my parents. After he got out of the military, we moved back home with them to find jobs, get on our feet and whatnot. And I would cry to my parents like I didn't have a baby to be at work and see him, 10 minutes before I left for work in the morning, and then bath time at nighttime. Like, we never saw Joey, but I was like, I can't justify being a stay-at-home mom while living at my parents' house.
Yeah.
So knowing how we started and what it took to get started, if there's something that we can do to motivate or help another local business, then knowing the life that we've built, I want to help other people embrace the same passion, because it's a different kind of lifestyle. Not everybody can do it, but I wouldn't change it for anything.
One thing is we're proof that it's possible.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Yeah.
It's possible.
We came from working like $10 an hour jobs.
Yeah.
I was working for $10 an hour. He was working for $14 an hour. And obviously this was back in 2010, 2011, and money's different now, but we didn't have a bankroll. We didn't have parents that gave us tens of thousands of dollars to start. We did it all on our own.
Yeah. Well, another thing that I love about you guys is this is truly a family affair, right?
Oh, yeah.
So your kids are a real integral part of it. They're not just the fact that you homeschool them and they're here in the business. They do work in the business. Your son especially. He's
smarter than I am.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to say yes to that. I just mean he's
to
learned
no credit of my own. He's done that all himself.
Well,
he can hold his own.
He really
15,
can.
He can really hold his own.
Well, and I've noticed just such a difference in his growth over the past 4 years. Just in, he really is a part of this business now, and he's excited about the passionate. All the kids are great, and I think that having them a part of this is really, again, anytime you can show your children that you can do this sort of thing. And so Frederick Window Tinting was rolling along beautifully. I think you were just tinting by yourself, right?
I was.
Yeah? Okay, and then you brought in somebody.
Our best friend, Danny.
Yep.
Okay.
Danny with a Y.
Yeah, Danny with a Y.
He was,
Danny, not
he was
me.
in retail for 17 years. And
Like retail, like in a...
Bed Bath & Beyond before they
he was a
closed.
manager here in Frederick, and that obviously before they had shut that down, he was interested in just kind of changing career paths.
Yeah.
And we'd known him for years, and we said, he showed interest in tint in general, so we invited him in, and he's been family before, and of course it's still family.
Yeah.
But yeah,
He's
one of
fantastic.
the best decisions
Yeah.
ever made, which freed me up to then
Right.
kind of
Start something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So find other things. So you brought in Danny to kind of manage the tinting that you had really built so well over a few years. And then you decided to open.
Then it was lights, camera, local.
Right.
Yeah,
Main
it was
course
a combination
media.
Of, yeah,
Right.
basically
Anything he could
digital media stuff. Anything
Right.
with a camera and a computer, I'm all about it.
Yeah.
So we kind of went down that realm of helping restaurants on the digital side.
Yes.
And then we partnered into a restaurant.
Yes.
Still owners of Wing and Pizza Shack with Bradley and
Yeah.
Brunswick, and then now Foxtree.
Now Foxtree.
Which
Well,
is-
Foxtree, I believe, is kind of the culminant. You know, everything. You guys just keep adding these little.
Complementary
Yes, they're all
businesses, yeah.
complementary, right? It's providing now, instead of just for restaurants, you're opening yourselves up to all sorts of printing, signage and shirts. And are you still doing
Stickers.
embroidery?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Embroidery.
Machine's right, yeah.
Okay, embroidery.
it shows up in-
stickers. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Stickers and
I don't think we could do it though if they weren't connected like that.
Yeah.
It would
Oh,
be
yeah.
very, very hard, and we'd be stretched so thin if these were in separate locations.
Oh,
With the
for
fact
sure.
that we have 3 units in one business park,
Yeah.
and then the restaurant in Brunswick, it's only 20 minutes. You know.
yeah.
And Bradley
Away.
holds down that fort.
And, yeah,
Every
he's-
door chime you hear is our kids running between the 3 units.
In and out, in and out.
So, but yeah, one of our friends actually had this unit that we're sitting in, and they outgrew it and moved across town. And Joe said to me, as soon as they leave, he said, "Tell the landlord I want this spot." And I was like, "Well, what are we going to do with it?" He goes, "I don't know yet, but tell him that I want it and just
Too
trust me."
convenient being the
Right.
tint shop in the middle, the media production company here, and then on this unit on the left side of the tint shop was now the print media.
Yeah.
You know.
But we didn't know that when we signed the lease. Our
No.
landlord asked, like, "What are you going to do?" And I was like, I don't know, but my
It was
husband said
originally
trust
was,
him.
We're
So
going to separate, because we do
Yeah.
photo and video 2 doors down.
Yes.
And I wanted to separate the two and kind of bring photo over here and video over there. But we got in here and we needed signs out front, and I was like, well, I don't really feel like paying for signs.
I love this.
So let's just buy a printer and we'll do it ourselves.
Yeah.
It's literally the word. It was going to be like, I think $2,000 for 2 signs.
Yeah.
And it was like, I don't want to spend $2,000 on signs one time.
well, if
I'd
we
rather invest
backtrack,
money.
if we backtrack and go back to the story about starting Frederick Window Tinting, moving, and Trinity being born, it was similar because we got the space on June 1st. His birthday was June 2nd, the following
yeah.
day, and we went to the company in Laurel
Yep.
to look at the machines. And he knows how I am. I'm pretty frugal in that aspect. And he was like, "Please just be along for the ride and just trust me." And so we started, and then it just kind of snowballed with the services we would offer based on the machines that came in, and it just
Yeah.
kind of, things grew, our team shrank, it grew, and
Yeah.
and
Yeah. It's been a roller coaster, but it's been fun. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
but that's how we do things.
That is, well, again, I think some of the machines that you've added is because people have said, "Oh, can you do this?"
Right.
And then you guys have said, "Sure, we can."
Literally,
give us
that's
a couple
literally
weeks.
our latest purchase.
If
Yeah.
this flips around, one of our good friends owns a restaurant mile or 2 down the road. He said, "Do you offer labels?" And we said, "We don't,
yet."
but you know what? I'm okay looking into it as a service." And I said to Joe, I looked into a label printer. They're $500 on Amazon. Let's get a better one that's a commercial one. Spend $2,000 or $3,000. And then 15-year-old Joey says, "What's the top of your budget, Mom?" And I said, "Well, how about $4,000? That'll include like the ink, the labels, and
Yeah.
if taxes, all of that." And next thing I know, a day later, they're like, "Okay, here's this machine coming. It's 3 times your budget, but we have one." And so we have our first pack of labels.
They know you too well,
Quite
number
literally
one,
what
and number
happened.
two.
Our first
yeah.
pack of labels got printed. Joey set everything up, and it's ready to go to our friend. And so if anybody needs labels, but they do come like
They're
rolled
on a
up.
spool, yeah.
Yeah.
So you
Normal
can get
sticker labels.
500 to 5,000 labels. If it's a restaurant and you want to label like to-go packages, like what everything
Right.
is, or if you want labels to seal a bag for
Pricing
DoorDash
stuff,
or Uber.
all different kinds of
Oh,
labels.
great
Yeah.
idea. Okay, awesome.
So please
HVAC
get labels.
companies with labels they need to write
Right.
on service
Oh.
tickets, all different kinds of labels.
Great,
and packaging.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now you see, this is exactly what happened. is
We
you-
see a demand and we try
Yeah.
to fill it.
Yeah.
And, we're risk takers by nature. So
Yeah.
Some more than
Some,
others.
yeah.
some more than others.
Some
usually this guy.
riskier than others.
It's a good relationship
You're
though,
good
because
balance. You're good
Yes.
balance for sure.
Yeah, she holds the reins from going too crazy.
Yeah. Well, I think Sharyn's role in all of this is that once you do commit, she just works to make sure
Yes.
you fill it and you have that more orders coming in. And I think you're quite good at doing that.
he's just the guy in the back that does the
Yeah,
work.
He is the guy,
guy
in the back doing the
That's all I've
work.
ever
The way
done.
he likes it.
Guy in the back.
The way he likes it. What's been your most proud accomplishment over the past few
Go
years?
ahead on that one. I took the struggle. Now you take the.
Business related or family related?
Can be whatever over the past few years.
Proud moment seeing our 15-year-old just naturally fall into where he wants to be in a career path, essentially.
discovering his
Finding a
passion
passion,
is,
yes. That's all we ever want for our kids, right?
Yeah.
That they really truly find something
in
they're
what they're doing.
passionate about that can actually make them a living.
We
Can-
embrace when they show interest.
Yeah.
We don't force,
Sure.
hey, you have to do this.
Right.
They've shown interest in this,
Yeah.
we're going to embrace that and
Yeah.
enable that to come to fruition, even if it doesn't transpire into anything.
Yeah.
He used to
Well,
have
his skills
passion.
on video editing
Oh, it's
and
killer.
design and printing and installation, I'm just floored over the last few years.
If it's a camera or a computer, he is
He's on it.
generally all about it.
yeah.
He's done some photo and video work, and people are astonished that he was 14, 15 at the time.
I can
And
attest to that.
He can hold his own with people twice his age,
Oh.
and you would never know.
Yeah, age has nothing to do with it. It
Yeah.
definitely, you can tell he has a
passion's
passion
there.
for it, and he's very attention to detail. And
Oh, absolutely.
Oh goodness, yeah. What about business-wise? Like, where what do you think for the next year? You have any particular goals you're trying to meet, or?
I don't think we'll be starting any new endeavors in 2024.
Just
I think perfecting what we've got going on at
Yes.
Foxtree and
Honing
kind
it
of
in and
growing.
yes.
Just growing Foxtree, holding our own with the other local, supporting businesses, and maybe branching outside of Frederick as far as our reach.
For people who are starting a business now and looking into it, what would be your one or two pieces of advice?
Don't give up. If it gets hard, if it gets challenging, don't give up. Just take a nap, go to bed, and try at it the next day.
Anything you would do differently?
I know it sounds cliche, but everything we've done up until now
led.
has led us to where we're at.
We want to thank
She's doing a
Sharyn
split.
and Joe and
Maybe.
Lexi and Chick-fil-A. Check them out, foxtreedesigns.com, frederickWindowTinting.com. Support local.